Look, there's a lot of pride that comes from being a good wingman, all right? Protecting your dudes out there in the wild. How'd you do?
Horribly.
See, it ain't as easy as it looks, is it now?
Not. It is not. And I think it ended up in maybe one of the most embarrassing moments of me and my dude's life. But I don't feel like we talk about that enough. Like, we talk about the dating scene, how bad it is, and you don't want to have to get back out there, but we don't talk about the difficulties that you deal with also as a wingman, watching your friend try to get back out there for the first time in a while.
We should definitely, organize a 5K for all the wingmen that have failed. Yep.
It's a rough position to be in.
It's like Top Gun.
Yeah.
You still get to go home to your lady at the end of the night, though. Doesn't matter how hard it is out in the streets, you still have a warm body in your bed.
That's true, but you got to go home with the guilt of feeling bad that you get to do that, and you just watched your dude get rejected by 46 women.
There's a responsibility that comes along with it.
You know? It's kind of like when you're the corner guy for a boxer. Like, you have to know when to throw in the towel for him, because he probably doesn't know what's best for himself.
Man, his face was all jacked up by the end of the night, wasn't it?
Yes.
Eyes swollen shut, cauliflower ear going on.
Yeah, I'm holding the towel like, come on, man, fight back.
And like any good fighter, they're like, do not throw in that towel. No, I am not quitting.
That's exactly where we
Stay
found
down,
ourselves.
Ross. Stay down.
Nose going in 7 different directions.
Exactly that. So my guy has been single for a while now, and
Obviously.
been a long time.
Is this the dude I hung out with?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
But I am proud of him because for a while, he didn't want to just jump back out there. He wanted to really take his time, figure himself out, because he was in a relationship for a while. Like, we're talking like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
God.
So imagine trying to come back into the game. I imagine it's like when you're away for that long and you come back, you don't know how to work cell phones, you don't know how to do anything.
Dude, it is. It's like dating Austin Powers. I did it. I was married for 20 years. You come back and you're like, what is happening?
Whole new scene out here, whole new thing. So for the last couple of weeks, I realized I owed him one, because between my schedule, and you know how it is, you first get into a relationship, you have no need to be out all the time. Those days are kind of behind you now. But I'm his dude, and he likes to go out, and he needed like a wingman. He needed somebody to go with. So I'm like, you know what? I haven't been the best friend in that area. So I promised him, whenever you feeling like you want to go out, hit me up. I got your back. Let's do this. I'm going to help you get back out there. And so it was our first time attempting to go out into the wild, and I was trying to be the best wingman I could be. Mm-hmm. We go to the first spot, and it wasn't a lot of shopping to do. It wasn't a lot to choose from. So we didn't stay there. We ended up going to another spot. Now, this spot, I was like, okay, this is good. It seems like a lot of single women in there. He's in there to mingle. I'm like, this is going to be the best night for him to get back on his feet. So I buy him a couple drinks, get his courage up, get his liquid courage up. And then I watch him. I watch him go out there and shoot his shot. And boy, did he fail.
No.
I mean, one by one after the other. He just, because you, as a guy, I don't know how it is for women, right? But you kind of watch him walk over there. It's like when you take your kid to the first day of school, and then you kind of judge how well it went on his walk back.
The look on the face is everything.
Did he get the worst rejection is when you walk up and they just look at you and they say no before you even get the first word out?
Yes.
That's
Because that's the other thing, right? Like, how long is he over there for? It all tells you something. So for the first 3 times he tried, I had a drink ready for him when he got back.
Oh, no.
He's going to need a double.
Yes. So there we are, and I could tell after the first couple of times, he was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm over it. So I should have let it go. I think this is why I made the mistake as a wingman. This was an odd night out because it was almost as if there was like some kind of bodyguard party going on, like professional bodyguards. The Baby, the rapper, his bodyguard is in there, who's famous for being the Baby's bodyguard. And it was another guy that I believe might be the bodyguard for, it's another rapper that I couldn't remember. But I say that to say, these are some really big dudes.
The Baby's bodyguard, I mean, didn't he knock somebody out with one punch?
Yes, a couple people.
Yeah.
Now, are they bodyguarding on this night, or are they out in the wild and they're just all hanging out?
They're out in the wild hanging out.
Okay, so your dude, who I know that you're talking about, is going to go up to women when they are surrounded by these huge bodyguards.
So that's the thing. That's where it gets tricky, and we don't even have the answers to this moment because they were kind of in their own section doing their own thing. It wasn't a big deal. It was just you can't help but notice them whenever they come to the bar to get a drink. You're like, okay, it's clearly bodyguard day in here because these some big dudes. So at that point, my dude decides, yo, it's a wrap, man. It's just not my day. It's not my night. I'm giving up on it. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. We can't have that. You have to. It's not about the first shots you take. It's about the last one you take before you leave.
You mean
That's
the
what I'm
first
telling
50
them.
shots?
Yeah, it's not about those, Abby. You got to. If you make the game winner,
Yep.
we don't care about the other 50 you missed.
Look, there's a mental part of this also. Is like you want to end the night on a high
Bingo.
to get him back out the next night or the next week also. You don't want him going home feeling all bummed out and scared to get back in the cockpit.
Exactly that. So I saw one particular woman, she was sitting kind of by herself because she had a friend with her, but her friend kept leaving her alone for a couple of seconds. And I told him, I said, if it happens again, you got to go over there. You cannot, you have like no excuses. Don't overthink it. Just go over there and do your thing. He's like, what do I do? What do I say? I said, I don't know. It's been too long for me, but you got to go over there and do something. Do something, right? Put yourself in the game. So he's like, all right, one more. So he gets one more drink, and then I watch him go over there. And I'm proud of him. He didn't come right back like he had been coming back all night.
Okay.
I see him just kind of like sitting there. They appear to be enjoying each other's company. So I'm like, yes, it's happening for him. Then he kind of starts like dancing, which I'm shocked because that's not really like his thing.
With her, is he dancing solo?
So at first he started dancing solo, which was weird because I was like, why are you dancing and she's not? This looks kind of weird from here. But then she started dancing too. So they're like, he's kind of taking her off of the stool by her hand.
Okay.
And they're dancing a little bit.
Okay.
And he knows the DJ, like that's his friend. So he looks at the DJ and kind of gives him a motion. And then the DJ announces it. Like, oh, okay, shout out to my dude that's got the pretty young lady. So I'm like, oh, this is going great. Right? Yes. I'm like, he's killing it.
I'm waiting on the other dance shoe to drop.
Next thing I know, I see one of those big bodyguard dudes I was talking about.
Oh, no.
So I see him kind of making his way over towards my guy. So I start kind of making my way over there too to see what's about to happen. And then next thing I know, he grabs my guy by his hoodie. Like, in order to just kind of, it wasn't like really aggressive, but maybe the guy doesn't know how strong he is. Because I'm looking at it from like, I can see the front of my guy, and then the bodyguard is behind him.
So he's being picked up like a mama cub would pick up a baby cub by the nape.
Exactly that. So I'm trying to like motion to him, like, turn around. You might be in trouble, right? Like he's not my friend, and I shouldn't be helping. So then he's looking at me, and then as he's looking at me, you can just see his hoodie get really tight on him because it's being pulled.
See.
And then the guy goes, find somebody else to dance with, Playboy.
Okay.
Just like that. And I can see my dude kind of turn around like, who the hell is grabbing me? And then as soon as he sees him, he goes, oh, no problem.
Guy was huge.
Guy was huge, man. So he says no problem. He gets pulled off of her, and she never even said anything about it. Like,
I mean, is it really a big deal if you're dancing with somebody else's lady? I mean, they're not making love on the dance floor. I mean, is there any need really to like pull them up by the hoodie? What, you think so?
Yeah, but that was on her to disclose, like, hey, I'm here with somebody else.
I agree.
Like, you're a nice guy, but, I'm here with somebody else.
Yeah. Dude was big enough to where she probably scared of him too, though. So I don't know.
The Bert Show.